I'm Grace. And I'm Nick. And this is Off the Duff. And today we're getting off the duff about fear.
There are many different kinds of fears and also phobias.
Yeah, phobias. I've got a couple of them. First off is claustrophobia. Everybody kind of knows what that is. But I also have this other fear of frogs and toads. I hate frogs and toads. Hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. And my phobia springs from childhood frog trauma. That's all I'm going to say about that.
She's not willing to tell the whole story.
No,
You can
how
ask me
about you?
privately.
Exactly. For a price. How about you?
Well, for me, clowns freak me the fuck out and have for as long as I can remember. Additionally, dolls. I'm good with like most dolls, but the kind where their eyes close when they lay down and stuff, they're not okay in any universe.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, I think they both have a similar root in that they're both supposed to be happy childhood type sorts of things, and yet to me they seem soulless and evil. So those are pretty good examples of fairly typical phobias. They're pretty irrational, and yet they're darn visceral, as anyone who's ever seen Eck near a frog would find out pretty quickly.
Yep, and because they're everywhere, we can torture each other with them, and we have for years and years. At one time, had a very large toy frog collection, probably mostly because of you sending them to me. But nowadays, it's a lot easier. Now we can just be out and about and Snapchat a picture to each other, so it's cheaper and it's quicker, and there's that immediacy also.
So besides phobias, you have fears, and fears are something else entirely.
Yeah, they can kind of hold you back in life. There's real fears and there's sort of fears that we build ourselves also, but they keep you from having the experiences that you want to live, that you want to live. And actually, my phobia plays into that. I would like to explore some caves, but I can't because of my claustrophobia. I'd also like to go to Costa Rica. I think there are too many frogs there. So it holds me back a little. Probably need to overcome that a little bit.
So that's a good point. When fears are holding you back from things that you really want to accomplish in life or experiences that you want to have, then they might be something they're worth facing and potentially even overcoming. So Eck,
Yes.
if I promise not to torture you about it, would you be willing to share one of your other sorts of fears?
I think mine is more on a emotional level. I'm pretty fearless when I decide I want to do something. I sort of just run headlong into it, crazy adventures or whatever. But when it comes to just sort of, yes, you can always already tell I'm already shrinking a little bit as I'm talking about it.
Your body language is changing.
When I get my collar up over my face, you'll know I've reached full throttle on it, on my fear. No, I have a hard time sometimes putting myself out there on a personal level and being vulnerable. Like I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty, I like to be in front of people and talk. I'm pretty comfortable with all that. But if I need to tell people that I feel a certain way about them, or that, just that interpersonal stuff, maybe friendship, definitely with personal relationships, I have a hard time just telling somebody how I feel about them. And I think a lot of it is that I can't control the person's reaction to what I say. I put this out there and then I can't control what comes back. And it's not that I need control, it's that there's the fear of that unknown. So fear of the unknown, I'll go to a foreign country, don't know what's, there for me, I'll figure it out, it'll be great and fine. Fear of telling somebody I like them,
I don't think that's all that uncommon. I think that a lot of us walk around a little bit bottled up. Fear of the unknown and fear of rejection are really powerful fears. I think the only way you overcome that kind of thing is to be so confident and so okay with yourself wholly and individually that other people don't, it's not that they don't matter, it's that you can continue to do your thing regardless of their opinion. But when when there's a romantic component and the heart's involved, that's just vulnerable. That is soft underbelly time. Worth the risk though, because then you're in a nothing ventured, nothing gained sort of situation. You know, if you don't ever try, for sure the answer's no, because there's not even an opportunity for it to be yes. And if you at least give it a whirl, then the answer might be yes. So at least your odds are better.
The fear of no sometimes overpowers my what if it's yes. What about a fear of yours? What's a deep-seated actual fear of yours?
Deep-seated fear for me has to do with failure. I don't like to be wrong, and that's not to say that I'm someone who's intractable. And if I'm incorrect in a situation or a conversation, I'm willing to admit that. I welcome the opportunity to be better educated about various topics and whatnot. It's more a matter of making the effort to do something that's really, really important to me and sucking at it. Right now I'm in hypnotherapy school, and I know that the end result of taking these classes is supposed to be me opening a private practice and actually making money. And so the idea that I will then try to open a private practice and it will be a complete wah, 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 wah is absolutely terrifying to me.
I can imagine, yeah. But again, it's pushing through that fear and overcoming it.
I didn't get to this age without ever having felt this way before. I've had lots of other situations in my life where I felt very similarly, afraid to put myself out there, because that's what it's ultimately about. When you're going to start your private practice, you're like, hey, I'm great. You should pay me to help you. I found that the only way to get past it is to just do it. Sometimes you can do it on a small level, get started on a level that's manageable. But it's all about risk, ultimately.
Absolutely. Not holding yourself back. I don't know. Yeah, I think just powering through it, fake it till you make it, really. Whether that's in business or anything, like you say, just whether it's a confidence or whatever. I think the wanting the end result or the journey so bad that you ignore the little bit of fears that creep in, whether they're rational or not, whether they're phobias or not. You know, you might, if the end result is what you want, then you need to just sort of push past it.
Because that you and I are going to wind up spending a weekend in that scary clown motel in Nevada.
I know. That kind of brings me to our idea of our fear challenge that we're going to do in a future episode. We haven't exactly figured out what that is, but it might not even be just one thing. It might be an ongoing thing where we're going to challenge at least each other and maybe all of you to try something that scares the hell out of you.
Win or lose, try or fail. At the end of it all, you have a good story.
Yeah, exactly. And we have some really good stories.
We have some great stories. Well, we want to overcome our fears. We want you to overcome your fears too. But maybe for now, you might be willing to identify some of your fears in the comments below. Or if you have some really handy tips on how to overcome them, why not share them with us and share them with anyone else who's watching this and reading the comments, because I'm sure we could all benefit from your wisdom.
Yeah, so then we can all live our lives to the fullest.
Yeah, and live it off the duff.